So recently I made a pretty big mistake in Maplestory 2 that cost me about 20 million Mesos, and I wanted to go ahead and tell you guys some information about enchanting so that you guys don't end up making the same mistake that I did, or even a similar mistake. Because at first glance, enchanting seems really simple, but because the main resource that you use in enchanting is onyx crystals, and if you actually go to the black market and you take a look at the price of onyx crystals, they're really expensive. They're over 700 Mesos each, so it can be pretty easy to make some pretty darn costly mistakes in Maplestory 2 with enchanting. And that includes the mistake that I ended up making. Now I'll go ahead and tell you guys what I did, and then I'll tell you guys why it was a really not so great idea. So if you go to my character, I'll go ahead and show you guys my weapon here, which is enchanted to +10. It is the Grazna Staff, and this is an epic weapon that you actually end up getting from normal mode dungeons. So if you go to the dungeon directory and you go to the normal dungeons, you can see all the different epics that you get, and the Grazna Staff is one of them. Now, it is bind on equip, so I did actually end up buying this weapon. It was around 13 million Mesos, but that wasn't the mistake. I don't end up regretting buying this weapon. In fact, I'm really happy that I bought this weapon because you are going to need 2100 gear score to start running hard mode dungeons, and at the time I didn't have 2100 gear score. I only had around 1700, so getting an epic weapon is one of the easier and quicker ways to get your gear score up to 2100 to start running hard mode dungeons. There's plenty of other ways to do it. In fact, I go over it in much more detail in a video that I have out on the channel, my gearing up guide, which has done really well, so thank you very much guys for all the positive feedback on that video. But buying the weapon wasn't the mistake. What the mistake was enchanting the weapon to +10. And the reason why it was a mistake is because you're not going to end up using this weapon for very long. Once you end up running hard mode dungeons, you're going to start getting a ton of other weapons. You're going to start getting, for me anyway, it's this Merpogath Warrior Staff. This is going to be the primary weapon that you actually are using. And you're going to be using this weapon and you want to be enchanting this weapon for two reasons. Reason number one is the effect that you see at the bottom, the Shadow Hunter. Chance to increase physical attack and magic attack by 9% for 11 seconds on hit. Effects quadrupled at Chaotic Shadow Altar. I've heard a lot of really incorrect information about this weapon. One big thing in particular from a couple of streamers and YouTube videos. I wanted to clarify this for those of you guys so you're not confused. A lot of people are saying that when you run Chaotic Shadow Altar, the weapon is going to be doing 4 times as much damage. That is incorrect. That is not true. If you take a look at the effect Shadow Hunter, chance to increase physical attack and magic attack by 9% for 11 seconds. Effects quadrupled at Chaotic Shadow Altar. So what's going to happen is the actual effect, Shadow Hunter, is going to be quadrupled. So instead of giving you 9% physical attack and magical attack, it'll give you 36% physical attack and magic attack. Not quite quadruple damage of the weapon, but it's still pretty good, and it still is going to make it the best in slot weapon for Chaotic Shadow Altar, which you're going to be running quite a bit of when it does come out. So that's the first mistake, is this weapon is just going to be better for running that content. The other really big mistake is something that I found out when I actually got my weapon to +10. And if you go to enchant items, and you go to enchants, let's go ahead and click it. You can see the different resources that you need to enchant it, including a bazillion onyx crystals, 4,118, just for a 30% success chance at 700 Mesos each. Yeah, you can do the math. It's pretty expensive. Then, of course, Chaos Onyx Crystals, those are also quite expensive as well. Crystal Fragments, these are actually pretty cheap, pretty easy to come by. But the first thing that you see is actually what caught me off guard. Grazna Staff. No, I thought it was a mistake. Wait, no, that's what I'm trying to enchant, right? Wait, what? I need 2? No. I was like, no, I need 2 of these as a material to enchant? What? I was absolutely just, no. So yes, I know, it's shocking, it really is. But yes, you will need copies of the actual weapon itself to enchant your gear past +10. So when I ended up getting this weapon to +10, I realized that if I wanted to keep enchanting it, I would actually need more copies of this weapon just to have a chance at enchanting it. And if you take a look at the price of Grazna Staffs, not gonna happen, guys. I'm sorry, but no, not gonna happen. So this weapon is gonna be stuck at +10 for a pretty long time, and I kind of regret wasting all the onyx that I did enchanting it. It was quite expensive. Just to get it to +10 cost me around 20 million Mesos worth of onyx crystals. So you don't want to actually enchant the BOE weapons that you get from normal mode dungeons. because not only is it not going to be the best weapon for the content that's coming out later on, but it's not going to be really reasonable to enchant it past +10, because in order to do so, you're going to need copies of the weapon itself. Now, the good news about the Fire Dragon weapon is every single run of Fire Dragon is going to give you a weapon. Now, it might not necessarily be for your class, but you're still going to get a lot of weapons, and if it isn't a weapon for your class, you can go ahead and dismantle it. You can get these weapon box fragments. When you get 40 of them, you can get another weapon for your class, and you can end up stockpiling quite a bit of these. As you can see, I already have 5 more in my bank safe just waiting for me. It's going to be a lot easier to end up getting copies of the Fire Dragon staff than it is to be spending 15+ million Mesos each for these BOE weapons. So that's the mistake, and I would suggest to you guys, when you guys do start working on enchanting gear, I would focus on your Fire Dragon weapon, because A, it is going to be the best in slot weapon for the Chaotic Shadow Altar when it does come out, and B, it's going to be a lot easier to get the duplicate copies of this weapon so that you can end up enchanting it past +10. So with that being said, unfortunately, this mistake did cost me around 20 million Mesos, so I made it so that hopefully you guys don't have to. Definitely save your Onyx Crystals for your Fire Dragon weapon and not for BOEs from normal mode dungeons. Anyway, I wanted to just go ahead and give you guys some info as to what I did wrong, tell you guys this stuff. Hopefully you won't make the same mistake that I did, and hopefully you learned a little bit from this video. So if you guys did learn from this, consider leaving a like. It helps out a lot. It really does. And if you guys want more Maplestory 2 videos and you are new to the channel, consider subscribing as well. If you guys want more information on the gearing up process, that gearing up video, it did do very well. Definitely the most views on a Maplestory 2 video that I have so far. So thank you very much, guys. And I go into the entire gearing up process in more detail. But with that being said, thank you so much once again, everyone, for all the support. And as I always do, the last 10 to 15 seconds of the video, I will mention that it's a once-a-month type of thing that I do, just as an ongoing little bonus on the channel. I host a small giveaway. It is a small giveaway for an iTunes or Google Play gift card. If you are interested, there is a link in the description. All you have to do is be a subscriber of the channel for 2 tickets. Leave a like or comment on the video for a bonus ticket. That's 3 tickets, 3 chances to win. So good luck, everyone, to those of you interested in that. Thanks again. Have a fantastic day. And until next time, this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.